It's 2016, election year. More likely than not, your regular news is flooded with politics. Hell, even if you live outside the United States, you probably still hear about the election at least once a week. The media wants you to know every little detail about the election. Why? Because your vote counts. Well, not really. When you vote for president, you're not really voting for president. You're voting for who your elector votes on to become president. What's an elector? A member of the Electoral College. What's the Electoral College? The people who vote for president. The Electoral College currently has 538 electors, 435 congressional representatives, 100 senators, and 3 electors from the District of Columbia. Each state is guaranteed at least 3 electors, with the rest dished out by population according to the House of Representatives. California has a whopping 55 electors, while Wyoming has a measly 3. So, how does it work? Well, you go to the ballot, pick your poison, and your vote is cast. This is where things start to look bad though. Whichever candidate wins the most votes wins the state, and gets all of the electors, with the exception of Maine and Nebraska. Thank you for being civilized, by the way, who use the congressional district method. Back to your 48 states. Like I said before, it's winner takes all. This means that if a candidate wins by even 1 vote, they get all of the electoral votes. This is where the term swing state or battleground state comes into play. These are states where the vote margin is so narrow, candidates tend to put as much focus on them as possible, whether through campaigning or television ads. This is because a couple hundred votes cost you a dozen electoral votes. On paper, this system only seems slightly flawed. I mean, we've been using it for the past 2.5 centuries, so it must have its merits, right? But wait, it gets worse. There isn't any law that binds an elector from voting for who his state has decided on. They can defect and vote for a different candidate if they wanted to. Sure, it would be political suicide to do so, but desperate times call for desperate measures. There has to be at least 1 or 2 martyrs in that pack of over 500 electors, right? In the year 2000, George W. Bush won the presidency even though his opponent, Al Gore, won the popular vote. This sparked outrage and called for repeal, if at least not reconfiguration, of the Electoral College. Why didn't it happen? Because Washington. Why change what benefits you, am I right? If the system is so flawed and complicated, then why did we decide to use it in the first place? Well, one of the main reasons is that back in the revolutionary days, internet did not exist. Horse was the fastest way of getting news. It would take painfully long if you had to wait for the results of each state to come to Washington, by horse by the way, before they decided on who would be president. That's why they decided that a council who can gather in one place would be much more sufficient. But wait, it's 2016 now. We have technology. Why don't we change it now? Well, there's also another reason. Humans. Humans, we're like donkeys. We're jackasses. We let petty things cloud our judgment and bias rages within us. We preach about democracy a lot here in the US, but remember, we aren't a democracy. We're a republic. Democracy is a dangerous thing. If we went by majority rule, nothing could stop us from horribly discriminating against the minority. So to fix our election system, first, we need to fix ourselves.